Is your home prepared for hurricane season? Don't wait till it's too late. Trust ServPro of Tampa Bay for expert care and helpful tips. Have a plan. Fill your gas tank, stock batteries, charge your phone, and take care of the pets. Call ServPro today and weather any storm with confidence.
Time, weather, and always.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. Heat, still the hot topic of weather conversation, right? Just smashed the previous record for rainfall in Tampa. That's still a very nice day. We've got some clouds out there, even a couple of sprinkles as another front rolls through the area. Most of us wake up to sunshine and then very warm temperatures in the afternoon. Our temperatures, they're going up and they're staying up. Really nice forecast, especially if you're planning on going to the beach or the pool. Rain chances very slim. Another beautiful day in store. It's going to bring us a very high chance of storms. Isolated showers across the area. Mother Nature likes to remind us that it isn't set by a calendar. We're always on it for you just in case things begin to pop.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A. This is Dennis Phillips Live Plus. Brought to you by ServPro, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Wednesday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live Plus. Hope you're doing okay. I think the last 3 or 4 days, obviously a higher level of stress for a lot of folks. And now we're just kind of seeing a major hurricane down to our south. And we'll talk a lot more about Rafael and maybe what's on the horizon long term, as well as cold fronts. But, you know, before we get into that, we've had so many storms of late and so many people in here. We haven't had a chance to do our hellos, and we still have lots and lots of people growing. But Dominique, how you doing? Nikki, good to see you. Juliet in Lakeland. West Pasco's in the house with Cassie. Gerald, good to see you. Andrew, Michaela, part of our original group. You know, this group kind of started, we started our chat over a decade ago, and we used it was before Facebook Live, everyone Facebook Live. And we had a bunch of us. Matter of fact, Mike Boylan on Mike's weather page, Mike was part of our group as well. And, you know, we just kind of talked weather. And we would have some get-togethers sometimes. Believe it or not, we met one time at the food court over at International Plaza. So, I mean, it's been a group that's hung together for a long time. So it's always good to see some of the original folks. Jules, one of them. How you doing, Jules? We've got Ren, good to see you. Michelle in Madeira, Jennifer in Tarpon. So, yeah, lots and lots of folks here. And I would say hi to all of them. But once I start saying one or two, then they start scrolling by me and I can't keep up. Pam in Northport, how you doing? Yeah, and we knocked out the power. Jules is right. Somehow we knocked out the power in the food court when we had all of us there as well. So anyway, we do have lots and lots of stuff to talk about, and hopefully you're doing okay. Today was a crazy day, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and start? Gina with the stalking turtle. Fortunately, it will not be stalking us. I mean, it's definitely been an issue for Cuba. And let's go ahead and take some graphics full, and we'll go ahead and show you a map with a 540 line across the southeast. Now, people are like, wait a minute. Okay, so if you're part of our core group, you'll know what the 540 line is. Or if you have any background in meteorology, you'll know what it is. 540 line is the rain-snow line. It's an isopleth. It is a plot of a particular thickness of the atmosphere, and at that point, if you go above 540, it's rain. If you go below 540, it's snow or ice sometimes. So we always look for that 540 line because we know if it gets down into our area, we could be talking about a freeze. There is no 540 line near us, but at least the forecast has it in the southeast in the extended. Speaking of cold weather, I wanted to show you this. So I got a call from my daughter today, Kendall. And, you know, Kendall is, you guys grew up, a lot of y'all, I mean, I get it, there's some new folks, but a lot of y'all grew up with my kids. I have 6 kids, and Kendall is my first daughter, third child, and she is finishing up her doctorate in occupational therapy at UF. and she has that last semester has to do a residency, and she chose to do it out west. And here's what she ended up seeing today for the first time. Yeah, she texted me. She's like, Dad, go on Facebook Messenger with me or on FaceTime. I want to show you what's going on. So I didn't get her message, but this is her for the first time cleaning her car off with snow. She has never had to do this before. Does not have snow tires, something we're going to have to remedy soon because, yeah, she's going to be needing some snow tires, right? Absolutely. And the video was awesome because she was using that little scraper to clear off the snow, and it was adorable. And luckily, it was more of a powdery snow. It wasn't icy, so it was okay to clear off. But, you know, it won't take long for her to be like, oh, man, it's going to snow. We're going to get more. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at the next. All right, so today was mid-August, right? We were in the 90s. We had scattered showers. We had scattered storms. Look, you have a southeast to northwest flow. I mean, this really looks like a classic summertime pattern, right? It truly does. But this moisture was not from heating of the day or warm water. It was from Hurricane Rafael. Right now, nothing going on. Let's see if I can go and show what's going on. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, looks to me like the eye is about ready to cross over Cuba and go back into the Gulf. Let's go ahead and loop this. So there's your eye right there. These are the last 3 hours. Let's actually go back to the last 6 hours. You can kind of watch it as it went through. So here you go. There's the eye, east of San Cristobal, and now just exiting. So you see Havana was in the northeast eye wall. So Havana probably ended up having 70, 80 mile an hour winds, maybe just to the east. Havana's just to the east of where most of the wind was. You can kind of see this. Watch as we go. So there's where landfall occurred, like right about there, around there. And Mariel, west of Mariel, but boy, Mariel was right in the eye wall. Havana, you see right on the fringe of it. Yeah, right on the fringe, actually, of the eye wall. And now it is moving off to the north. All right? So there you are. All right, we'll get more into the tropics in just a second. We got lots and lots to show. Teresa in Bluffton, South Carolina, how are you? All right, so right now, temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. And highs today, record-breaking high today in Tampa, hit 91 degrees. Oh, yeah, Anna Maria, your family's from Cuba. That's right. 90 in Plant City, 87 in Zephyr Hills, 88 Clearwater and St. Pete, 90 in Sarasota. Mike in Sun City, how you doing? So, oh, Robin in Canada. Robin in Canada's here. How you doing? All right, so here we go. Check it out. 83 right now, feels like 91 with a dew point in the mid-70s with winds gusting up to about 20 miles an hour. So check these numbers out. Today, we hit 91 degrees. Johnny, Utah. Johnny, Utah from the mean streets of Palm Harbor. Johnny, Utah, I know Johnny well. Johnny is a fellow Penn Stater, which after our debacle against Ohio State, which him and I both predicted we were going to lose that game because Penn State has not beaten a top 10 team in 11 billion years. And his daughter plays softball as well with Ryan. But anyway, Johnny, how you doing? So back to the temperatures. All right, so look at the highs today. We hit 91 degrees. That is a record high. All right? Normally, we're at 81. The high today of 91 is the average high in the middle of August. So if you thought today felt like summer, you would be correct. The morning low, look at the morning low. We only dropped down to 78 degrees The average high for today is 81. So today's low temperature was only 3 degrees below where our typical average high is going to be. So obviously it was one for the record books and extremely hot. David at Homosassa, how you doing? Joelle in St. Pete, good to see you too. Okay, so, wait a minute. Oh yeah, we got a spammer. We got a spammer. I see it. Wait a minute, stand by. For what needs to be done, ban from all live streams. Tom Hogs, you are banned for life and the afterlife. All right, there you go. I don't put up with none of that nonsense right there. No nonsense. I'm going to break this thing. It's so hard. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the weather. More people comment on the ban button than anything else. It just makes me laugh. I'm not going to lie. It really does make me laugh. All right, anyway, there's a look. I will not put up with spam. Guys, yeah, you know it. Yeah, I don't put up with spam. I don't put up with rudeness. We don't talk politics and none of that stuff. This is all, anything else is open. Just don't be rude, right? And don't be spamming. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for spam. All right, let's go back. Yes, banned for life and the afterlife, both of which, and this is a powerful button. All right. I wonder, are you guys at home? I wonder, I don't know how that comes across on the microphone, but I mean, I wonder if you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you hear that, and you're like, oh my God, what was that? Anyway, okay, let's get back to weather, shall we? Like, oh, it does sound like Family Feud, Brenda. You're right. I didn't even think about that. Survey says. Okay. Anyway, by the way, Anna Maria sent me this ban button. So you can thank or you can blame Anna Maria for that. All right. So anyway, there's a look at Futurecast. And skies remain partly cloudy. We're going to stay warm. We're going to stay muggy for at least the next week. So, you know, I just don't see much change. But, and I was talking about this yesterday. We'll get to the, here, I think the next map will look at the long-range temperatures. All right, here we go. We're going to start talking about this. Look at the temperatures next Friday and Saturday. All right, now you know my take on long-range hurricane predictions for 10 days out. I ridicule them, I mock them, because the majority of the time they are wrong. Fronts are a little less wrong in the long-range forecast, especially when you're in November and December and January, when you would expect to see a front or two anyway. So the models are showing a cool down next weekend. And I will go ahead and show you the euro right there. And folks, I don't know where Sean is, but folks, there is your 540 line next Friday. I repeat, you're like, what the heck is a 540 line, Dennis? There is your 540 line. That is your freezing line. That is your rain snow line. Now, clearly, nowhere near us, right? But that is as far south, if this verifies, and remember, it's 10 days out. Well, it's 9 days out. So remember, you know, your accuracy starts to fade pretty regularly when you get anything past a week out. However, if you look at the numbers, so look at the cold air. This is Sunday. There's where my daughter is, more cold and snow. Sunday, Monday, look at the cold air advancing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week. You see that? That brings 40s into, do I have another map of that? I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Thought I caught up another map. I did post it on Facebook, though. Anyway, there's your cold air next Saturday. That may or may not verify, but when you see the 540 line, as far south as northern Georgia, we are going to see a cool down, and that is a front. Because I mean, you can watch this. Watch the front just come through. So you get this, and there comes the front. See it? There it is. Again, it's 9 days out. May or may not happen. But I know y'all are desperate for a front, so I figured I would at least show it and give you something to look forward to. At least the possibility, right? Okay. So there is that drop in temperatures. The end of next week. We will see how it plays out. All right, tropics. You got the area in yellow right there. Now, I know people are like, oh, no, are you kidding me? Here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, no, I just saw another spam. Hey, it's me. Wait. This spam is me. Apparently, I am now spamming myself. All right? Dennis Phillips, banned from all live streams. Confirmed for the afterlife. All right, so apparently there's another one of me. There's a lot of me. I see that a lot. I don't know. Anyway, it's gone. Banned from all live streams. Now, I have to actually block the account as well. I'll go ahead and do that coming up in a minute or after the show. I mean, I've gone from like 600,000 followers to 1.25 million in the last 2 hurricanes, so you get a lot of that stuff. I don't know what's the advantage. Like literally, what is the point of something like that? Whatever. I digress. All right, let's get back to the tropics. So there we go. You got that yellow area, potentially a depression. There's a little bit of spin. You can kind of see it on the right side where the X is. But it's not going to amount to anything. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase. Because I will show you the GFS actually does. I forgot about that. The GFS does actually turn it into something. So anyway, there's Rafael. And by the way, I want you to watch this. Look where Rafael goes. Look at the GFS. I'm making a prediction right now on DPL Plus that this storm will not make landfall anywhere in the United States. It's going to go into the Gulf, and it's going to loop around, and it's going to meander, and it will die out before ever actually making landfall as an organized system. I mean, might it be a couple of showers? I mean, maybe. But as an organized system, it will not. All right, and let's go ahead and see what the models are showing on that. All right. Okay. Here we go. So here's Gabrielle. I just looked at someone named Gabrielle. Here is Rafael, and it's moving west, and watch what it does. Watch what the GFS does. It lifts it up, it loops in a loop, and it's gone. You see that? Watch it again. Goes over Cuba, goes into the Gulf, does a little loop-de-loop, runs into sheer cold air, cold water, drier air, and it's gone. Now, you look at the little area down here, down in the islands, all right? So this is the one right here that the NHC is looking at, this one right here, okay? And let's see what that does. Nothing, gone. So no worries there. But look at what the GFS does a little farther down the road. Yes, it does. It spins up another tropical storm or hurricane. This particular one goes into the Dominican and fizzles. But point is, this is 10 days out again. So, you know, I will give props where props are due. The GFS 2 weeks ago predicted an election day hurricane making landfall in the Bay Area. I didn't go with it, obviously, because I didn't think it was going to be right. And I'm not, you know me, I'm not big on that long range nonsense. But it was pretty darn close. I mean, we had election day landfall near Cuba or in the Caymans. But 2 weeks out, it picked it up. So when I say that, and when I see it picking something else up in 2 weeks from the same exact area, you can't completely ignore it. And then there it goes. So anyway, that is a possibility. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Oh, look at the hashtag cha-ching. Yes, the GFS. Okay. For the folks who don't know what that means, this is definitely some of the old school folks. So there was a guy, Bridget, you know what's coming up now, the Jimmy Stewart voice. There was a guy last year, went on Twitter, and he was like, why, anytime you post a GFS, you get paid for it. I know what your deal is, buddy boy. You post the GFS and you get paid for so why are you posting it? Well, first of all, the GFS is a math formula. I don't believe it has the ability to pay anyone. It's the American model. That's all it is. The GFS is the American model. And I show it because it's one of a handful of good global models. The euro is one. Hey, by the way, I will show you the euro AI because the euro AI has done very, very well this year as well. Here's the euro AI. Let's go ahead and look and see what it's showing with Rafael. So here's Friday. I'm going to give you a better view of where we are here. There we go. All right, so there's Thursday, Friday. There goes Rafael. There's the other weak little area of low pressure over Puerto Rico. See it there? Never really amounts to anything. But look what it does to Rafael. It does a loop Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then kind of dies as a depression in our area. So that's what the Euro AI is doing. There's no weather with it, so there's nothing to worry about. But look at it. It goes west, and then it kind of stalls out, and then it goes north, and it does a little loop-de-loop. I just like saying loop-de-loop. It does a little loop-de-loop and goes back into Florida. And then, as we go out another 10 days, look at the front. It does bring the front through next Friday. See it? See the front? Zoop, 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 zoop. So the Euro AI is on board with the cold front potential next weekend. All right. Hey, my 30-year anniversary is tomorrow. Unbelievable. I have no idea how the heck that happened. My 30-year anniversary of working here. Yeah, I was working in Los Angeles. I was working at KCBS in Los Angeles. And my boss in LA came here and started a news operation like this Fox. We were Fox. ABC, this TV station was a Fox station with no news. And their building was over in Tampa. And when all the affiliates switched, like everybody switched their affiliations except for Channel 8, which I think stayed NBC. And we went from Fox to ABC. And he started a news operation. And I was the weekend Met in Los Angeles. And I was bored to tears. Because back then, there were only 2 meteorologists in the entire market. Dallas Raines, that's his real name, Dallas Raines, meteorologist at Channel 7. He's been there forever. FSU grad, good guy. And me. We were the only 2 meteorologists in the market. And I did the weekends, and I did some fill-in during the week, but I wasn't on the air very much, and I only got a minute and a half to do the weather anyway, and half of it was the smog forecast, and I was bored to tears. And I had worked in Gainesville prior, and I liked working in Florida, a lot of weather. So 30 years ago, when Bob took the job here as news director, he asked me if I wanted to go back to Florida. And I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely. So that's, and then it's 30 years. Unbelievable. Or as Jay, our director, says, Don't know why he says that, but he does. All right. Yes, Roy was still at Channel 13, Michael. Oh, yes, he was. I got a story about Roy. You guys know me. I am all about stories. Roy Leap, the dean of weather in the Bay Area, nothing but respect for the man. He literally was the original meteorologist in this area and will always be known as the legend. And he passed away a few years ago. But literally, he knew no one did it any better. And he had a dog that he dressed up on set every day that they called and its name was Scud. Scud had its own calendar. Scud had its own calendar where there would be every month was dressed up in a different outfit, and I believe the money went for fundraisers and whatnot. So it was great. But anyway, Roy was here, and Paul was the morning guy, and Howard Shapiro was here. Guys all at 13. The reason I know this is because a very dear friend of mine that I used to work with in Salisbury, Maryland, her name was Kathy Unruh. Kathy was an anchor in Salisbury, and I was the chief Met in Salisbury, my first TV job. So Kathy was here working at Fox, and she invited me over to check out their weather center. And I wanted to see it because, 30, 40 years ago, however many years ago, I mean, it had the reputation. Roy had really built a really awesome weather center, and I wanted to see it. So she invites me over and invites me in, and Roy happened to be there. And I was working as a meteorologist in Los Angeles. I wasn't just some guy just walking in off the street, And she introduces me, and she's like, "Hey, Roy, can I show Dennis the weather center?" And Roy goes, "Oh, no, Kathy, we can't have any stragglers here." Right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, that's all right. I don't need to see it. And Kathy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, after Roy left, Howard and Paul come over to me, and they're like, "Hey, we'll show you around." So walked me around the weather center, but I was a straggler. So anyway, that was my Roy story. But again, no disrespect, because the man is a legend and will always be the original weather legend in the Bay Area. But I always thought that was a funny story. Oh, I can't have any stragglers around here. Anyway, let's go back. So there we go. There is a look at potential development, okay? That area in yellow. 105 mile an hour winds right now with Rafael, moving northwest at 13. I'm going to take this map actually and move it a little bit. Hold on. Let me make an adjustment to this map here. This is how we do it actually. When it moves, oh, that's the wrong map. I don't want to do that one. When it moves, you go in and you kind of make a change to the positioning of the camera. So watch, I'll move this over here, zoom in a little bit. There you go. That looks like that'll be good. That's a good spot. Save it. And now that's the map that I'll be using on TV. Oh, wait a minute, cancel. I moved it again. What do you think? Is that too tight? Is that too close? I think that's pretty good. All right, save. Okay, so now we call it up, and there it is. There's the new one. All right, so you can see, as we showed you on radar, the eye has passed west of Cuba and is now ready to reemerge in the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the updated track. Again, as I was telling you, westward track, it could literally be anywhere in that entire circle. And as I showed you a second ago, some of the models do just that. Loop it, as I was showing you the Euro AI, it takes it, does a little loop-de-loop, and then goes right back to Florida as a nothing system. Someone asked about the long range. I had already showed this once. I'll show it again. What you're looking at right here, this is next weekend. This is next Thursday. The GFS is trying to do its spin up in the Caribbean again. This is on the 16th. And then the 17th goes toward the Dominican, Puerto Rico area. Look, this is 10 days out. I would put zero credence into this at this point. Well, maybe not zero, maybe 5%, because the GFS has been pretty good in some of these long-range stuff. I mean, where they go, it hasn't been very good at, but predicting cyclogenesis or development of low pressure, it's been okay at. It's been pretty good. So anyway, someone just asked me around the 16th. That is what the GFS is showing. A little something right there, and then fizzling out because it will run into, some colder water, or some shear rather. All right, so there you go. Thank you, Deb. So there's a look at the ultimate track. All right, I predict that this will not make landfall as anything more than a depression. I don't think it'll be a depression. In other words, I don't think we will have any type of organized system when it makes landfall. All right. There's your hour-by-hour forecast. Tonight, warm, muggy, and maybe a couple of showers. And there is a look at the 7-day. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Morning lows in the mid to upper 70s. Lot of warm air out there. And I don't think that's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay? All right, so Couple of things. Do want to look and see what the, this is a map I show a good bit from the Climate Prediction Center, the tropical map over the next 2 weeks. I have not looked at it. It usually updates on Tuesdays. So let me see if I can find where it's on here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so it's pretty much showing, I just deleted it. Stand by. It's showing development the next 2 weeks in the Caribbean, which is obviously what the GFS continues to show. And in a La Nina pattern, it is certainly a possibility. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and show you this one. Okay. So for next week, you've got the area, and then the following week, you've got the area in the Caribbean. Now, typically, not always, and this is something that's, I don't know, one person said something about, oh, why'd you say that it's going to go east? No, I never said it was going to go east. I said that historically in the month of November, they go east. I did not say that this one would particularly go east, but as you saw what the GFS was showing, if something does develop, it does try to bring it off to the northeast. And why would that be? Because you're going to have significant fronts that make it all the way down into Cuba, and the air out ahead of it's out of the southwest, so it will usually push things from southwest to northeast. Oh, my heavens, I missed streamers saying goodbye. Wow. I totally didn't even look at the clock. And streamers went away in mid-sentence. I have not done that in a long, long time. That was my bad. Sorry, streamers, but you can't hear me because you're gone. But that's it. That's where we are. So let's recap, all right? So we have cold front potentially arriving toward the end of next week. Temperatures in the 40s, if indeed that front verifies. We'll just see how it plays out. We'll be back tomorrow night as well. We'll have an update on it. Rafael moving through western Cuba. Hold on, let me go ahead and call that one up for you again, just so we can look at radar real quick. Cannot believe I didn't say goodbye. I feel so bad. You're right, Jules. They should just watch on Facebook. But still, I don't normally do that. All right, so there's a look at our live radar. Let's go down to Cuba. Look at the last 6 hours. And there it is. That eye wall, you definitely can see right there. Look on the east side of the eye. The eye is right in the middle. All right, hold on. Let's show you where that eye is. So the eye is like right there. There's the eye. That's not the right icon, but that's what you get it. That's where your eye is, okay? And then your eastern eye wall, see on the right side of it? That's where most of the wind is. Probably some tornadoes in that part of Cuba, just to the west of Havana. And now it has cleared the Gulf, or cleared the island rather, and it is going to start moving away. All right? Okay, so that is it, guys. You have a great night. Tomorrow night, we will be back and we'll talk more about whether or not the models continue to bring a significant cold front next Friday or Saturday. We'll see if there's any changes on Rafael as it moves away. And we will see if anything else, any other stuff, that area in yellow. Let's see if the NHC has changed it, by the way, real quick, for the 8 o'clock advisory. NHC, yep, still 20 and 30, so no changes. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night on our regular edition of Dennis Phillips Live. Have a good night, guys. See you.